My name is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, and the piece behind me is Untitled 14 from the Intern series by Hoda Afshar. I come from a country that everything could be political, but art in particular. In recent years, specifically over the past 2.5 years that the Women Life Freedom movement happened in Iran, I think many artists try to show their protests and the way they look at things and in a way using their art as a tool to bring change. What Hoda Afshar has been doing, she has been inspired by the Kurdish photographers who, for decades, Kurdish women, as a form of their resistance, they have been plaiting each other's hair. This notion gradually came into the Iranian women-led revolution, or movement as they call it. For me specifically, there is this subtlety of solidarity that this series of pictures show in a way that it's not about one single identity, it's about a collective way of solidarity and people, how women specifically come together and they help each other. I have spent about 6 years in prison, and all that time, women have been helping each other and supporting each other, regardless of the political affiliation, religion, or the background of the society that they would come from. And everything would be neutral, and they would just support each other. We were there to help each other, and we were there to tackle one specific aim, which was the injustice that the system had put all of us through. And these series of pictures remind me of the time that I have spent in Evin. And that's how I very much felt connected to these pictures. When the Women Life Freedom movement happened in Iran, it initially started from Kurdistan in Iran. There was a girl, Mahsa Amini, who was tragically killed by the morality police in Iran, and she was from Kurdistan and she was visiting Tehran. So the uprising started from Kurdistan in Iran, and then it spread all over the country. And I think that one of the reasons that we chose the Women Life Freedom as a slogan for the movement was because it belonged to the Kurdish society in particular. But also the way I look at the pictures that Hoda had taken is she had used these pictures to show the feminine side of the female movement in Iran, which was initially all about women and women's rights, but then it's kind of moved into something much bigger. The initiation was women's hair, and she very beautifully captures that kind of notion that spiked the movement in 2022. I have got a 10-year-old daughter called Gabriella. Her middle name is Gisu, and Gisu in Farsi means plaited hair in a poetic way. She always had long hair, and one of the things that I really, really missed when I was in prison was the image in my head that I would one day be free and would plait her hair. And seeing all these women in these series of pictures with their hair plaited, it kind of threw me back to that, those nights that I was dying and longing to be back and free to plait my child's hair. What I love about the work is the connection that I have with the people of my country. I was forced to live in exile after I left prison and I was exchanged and I came back to the UK. But one of the things that I really, really miss is my country. In her pictures, by and large, it doesn't really show the faces as much, but it's like a symbolic way of showing women. And even though I live far away from Iran now, but my heart, beats every single day for whatever happens in the country. And it connects me back to, in a very strange way, to prison, which is part of the journey that I have gone through over the past couple of years, but also to the political atmosphere that's happening currently in Iran. And I like the way that it allows me to both reflect on what I've gone through in the past, but also what is happening in Iran at the moment. Art, in my opinion, is a way to evoke emotions And coming from Iran, where many things could be political, an artist, I think, is a single-handed activist that uses her art to contribute to the social and political change without being connected to any political force. What I like about artists, in particular in my country, is they use their art, which is, you know, a very subtle way of dealing with emotions, to be part of the movement that would hopefully lead to political and social change. This is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe for Bazaar Art.